So yesterday we have discussed it, right, about traditional computing. So you guys got an idea, right? What is traditional computing? Okay, I just prepared one PPT so that you guys can have a better understanding. Okay, I'm not explaining about traditional computing anyway. I have already discussed about these things from past 2 days. I will just read these things. Okay, traditional computing involves buying a stack of computers, providing them space on your premises, electricity and cooling. Okay, and need administrative personnel to look and monitor them. And at the same time, traditional computing involves upfront cost. I mean, capital expenditure. It involves capital expenditure at the same time operational costs, like operational expenditure as well. Okay, these are all things involved in traditional computing. Okay. So this is the rack. Rack contains so many servers. Here you can see, right? These are all the servers. So coming to cloud computing, as I mentioned, right, is the delivery of computing services. Okay, we are consuming the services provided by cloud providers like server, storage, databases, networking, everything we are consuming over the internet. Okay, actually here in cloud computing, we typically pay only for cloud services we use. Okay, suppose I'm using the virtual machine for 1 month. For 1 month only, I'm going to pay for that virtual machine. After that, I can easily destroy or delete that virtual machine so that no need to pay for that virtual machine. So that is the advantage of the cloud computing. Okay. And types of clouds we have already discussed, right? Types of clouds: private cloud, public cloud, and hybrid cloud. Private cloud refers to it's like a cloud computing resources used exclusively by a single business or organization. Okay, so no one have authority or control over the applications handled by them. Okay, if it's completely exclusively by a single business. Whereas with public cloud, these clouds are owned and operated by third-party cloud services like AWS or Azure or GCP. Okay, which deliver their computing services like servers and storage over the internet. Coming to hybrid cloud, as I mentioned, right, it's a combination of public and private clouds. Okay, mainly for freshers or 1 or 2 years, people who are going to apply for Azure administration or cloud engineer roles. Mostly, they are going to get like these questions, like, can you explain in which scenarios we are going to go for hybrid cloud? So that we are going to give an example, like suppose if I have a critical application, so that all the databases I can host those database servers on my on premises, and at the similar time front end web applications I can host on public cloud. Okay, so that people, so that we can get the benefit of both public cloud and the private cloud. Okay, and the and so from now onwards we are going to discuss about what is Azure. If you see here, okay, what is Azure? Actually, Azure Cloud Platform is more than 200 products and cloud services, okay, designed to help you bring new solutions to life. Okay. Actually, it's a cloud platform. As I mentioned, right, Azure is one of the cloud platform. Okay. We have many cloud platforms like AWS, GCP, Azure, and Azure is one of the cloud platform. Okay, which was provided by Microsoft. Okay. So here, what is going to happen if we don't have a cloud? Here I just draw a small picture. Okay, suppose if I want to deploy an application, okay, suppose think if we don't have any cloud platform. Okay, so suppose if I want to deploy an application, first of all I need to buy physical server. After that I need to buy storage. After that I have to set up network. Okay, once each and everything got set up, I have to create virtual machines, okay, out of this physical server. Okay, once I create virtual machines, then only I can able to host my website, okay, web application on the respective virtual machine. Okay, this is the scenario if we don't have any cloud platform. Okay, but now we have Azure, right? Azure is nothing but the cloud platform. So what is the advantage of the Azure in the sense? No need to set up physical server, because no need to set up physical server, no need to set up storage, no need to set up network, because all these components like physical server, storage, network, everything is taken care by Azure. Okay, so no need to bother about these things. We just create virtual missions. Okay, using virtual mission service. Okay, we have one service called virtual mission service. With the help of the service, we are going to create virtual missions, and we can directly host our web application on these virtual missions. So that's the advantage of cloud platforms, whether it's an AWS or Azure or GCP. And yesterday I have explained you right why Azure is nowadays why Azure is becoming more popular compared to AWS and GCP. Okay. So this is the simple example why what is the main benefit coming to cloud platform. I mean Azure. Okay. And coming to advantages, we have already discussed right all these advantages. No need to invest in hardware upfront. Okay, and you can terminate the resources whenever you don't require. Okay, suppose if I develop an application called eCart. Okay, but the thing is, after 1 month, I have observed that no clients are hitting my application. Okay, no one is using my application. So at that point of time, I can simply delete all the virtual missions, all the resources related to my application, because my application no one is using, right? So no revenue is going to generate. In that case, I can simply terminate my resource. So, and the third advantage is we can only pay for how much you use. Okay, suppose if I am using my virtual machine for 1 month or 1 year, I can only pay for one month or 1 year. That's it. After that, I won't pay anything to the respect to cloud provider. And next advantage is performance. As I mentioned, right, they are going to maintain high end hardware and software, so that we are going to get high performance. And next thing is global infrastructure. We can create our virtual machines or storage, everything, whatever it may be. Okay, we can create at any location wherever we want. Okay, I can deploy a virtual machine, or I can create a virtual machine on East US. Okay, if I have customers or clients at East US, they can simply create a virtual machine in East US location. Okay, similarly, if I have customers in Europe, I can simply create a VM in Europe. Okay, so that's called global infrastructure. As I mentioned, right, they have a huge resource pool. Okay, we no need to bother whether I can create 1,000 virtual machines if I need or not. Okay, no need to worry about these resource pool, because they have huge resource pool. We can create any number of virtual machines as per our requirement. Okay, and highly scalable. Yesterday I gave an example, right, regarding Flipkart Big Billion Days. Okay, if there is if there is huge traffic at the time, our application needs to scale based upon the load. Okay, if we don't have load, our application needs to be scaled down. Okay, this feature we can achieve with the help of cloud. Okay, this is one of the important feature we are going to get with the help of cloud. Okay, I mean with the help of Azure. Okay, that is highly scalable. If we are getting high load, our application or our infrastructure is going to scale up. Okay, if we don't have any load, our application will automatically scale down. Okay, these are all the advantages related to cloud. And coming to, and we have to discuss about cloud computing service models. As I mentioned, as we all know, right, what is cloud computing? In the cloud computing, we have different service models. Okay, the major models are like IaaS, okay, infrastructure as service, PaaS, platform as service, and next one is software as service. Okay, in on premises nothing but the private cloud. Okay, in on premises, what we are going to do, we are going to manage each and everything. Okay, we are going to manage network, storage, servers, virtualization, OS, middleware, runtime, data applications. Okay, we have to manage all these things. Okay, it is our responsibility to manage all the things. Okay, but coming to cloud, as I mentioned, right, in cloud we have three service models. Coming to infrastructure as a as a service. Okay, in this model, we are going to manage only top five. Okay, we are going to manage applications, we are going to manage data, runtime, middleware, OS. Okay, we don't have any control related to virtualization, server, storage, network. Okay, a simple example is virtual machine. Okay, I can simply go to the portal and I can simply create the virtual machine. Okay. So I can say, so it's my responsibility, okay, to take care about the OS, okay, regarding OS functionality or OS updates, patches. It's my responsibility, okay. It's my responsibility to work with middleware, runtime, data applications, okay. It's my responsibility, okay. And rest of the things like virtualization, servers, storage, network, everything will be taken care by Azure. This is an example for this is virtual machine. Okay. Coming to PaaS, okay, here we don't have control on runtime, middleware, OS, virtualization, server, storage, networking. Okay. Everything, all these things are are controlled by Azure. We have only control on applications and data. Okay. And the example for this is app service. Okay. Okay, so you are going to get a clear picture when we are focusing, when we are discussing in further classes. Okay, what is IaaS, what is PaaS, what comes into IaaS, what comes into PaaS. Okay, here I'm just giving a overview. Okay, in PaaS we have control on application on data. Okay, in app service, what they will do is they in app service we don't have any control about the VM. Okay, the VM, respect to OS and their upgrades, patches, everything will be taken care by Azure. Okay, we have control only on our application and the data. Okay, this is called as platform as service model. And coming to software as service model, here we don't have any control on these things like applications, data, runtime, middleware. Okay, all these things we don't have any control. We just consume the software. Okay, like there are many softwares like Forms, Microsoft Forms. We know, right? We know Microsoft Teams, right? Teams is a software. We are just consuming the Teams software. That's it. Okay, like Google Drive, it's a software. We are just consuming the Google Drive. Okay, we don't have any control related to application data, runtime, OS. Okay, we don't have any control. In software as service, we just consume the software. That's it. Okay, you got it right. What are these three service models? For Agent 900, they are going to ask questions on these models like IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Any queries on these things?
No, Sunil, we are good.
And coming to understanding Azure Global Infrastructure, okay. So we need to understand how Azure Global Infrastructure is working, okay. Mainly Azure Global Infrastructure, okay. First thing comes under geographies, okay. Okay, under geographies, we have regions. Okay, under regions, we have availability zones. Okay, think this is the geography. Okay, the square box is geography. Under geography, we have regions. Okay, again, under regions, we have availability zones. Availability zones is nothing but set of data center. Think this is the one data center and this is another data center. Okay, set of data centers are called availability zones. Okay, so first of all comes geography. In geography, we have regions. In regions, we have availability zones. Okay. If you go to Azure Global Infrastructure,
ఉండగా
geographies.
ఆప్షన్స్ మళ్ళీ ఇది మ్యూల్
మ్యూల్ మ్యూల్ కొట్టాలి ఇక్కడ
అదే మ్యూల్ యాప్ దానికోసం
Yeah.
దీనికి మళ్ళీ ఇప్పుడు
So, as I mentioned, right, these are all geographies. Okay. Think India is the geography. We have India is the geography. Okay. In India, we have three regions. Okay. As per the document, as per the website, we have three regions. Okay. Central India, India South Central, and South India. Okay. Previously, we have Mumbai. These are all regions. Okay. Central India, it is located in Pune, and India South Central, it is located in Hyderabad, and South India, it is located in Chennai. Okay. Previously, we have Mumbai here, but I am not sure. Maybe they moved that region from Mumbai to the data center from Mumbai to Hyderabad. I think it is coming soon. Okay. Now you got it right. What is the geography? Geography, think here. India is considered as geography. In geography, we can have Pune, Hyderabad, Chennai, three regions. Okay. Again, in regions, we have availability zones. Okay. Availability zones. Maybe not all regions will have availability zones. Okay. Remember this point. Okay. See, if you see here only Pune have okay, only Pune have three availability zones. I mean, so suppose think like one availability, suppose think it has two data centers. So in Pune, we have six data centers. Like I mean one corner of I mean North Pune, we have one availability zone. Central Pune, we have one availability zone, and South Pune, we have one availability zone. Okay. So here Pune available with three zones. Okay. But Hyderabad, it is coming soon, and Chennai. See, Chennai also only one region, okay? One in Chennai, only one region is there, no availability zones concept, okay? That means in Chennai, think, okay? So think this is Chennai. So in Chennai, we don't have this concept, availability zones concept. In Chennai, only one region, one place, okay? Only they have they may have two to three data centers. That's it, okay? Now you understand, right? It is very important point. Okay, you have to understand not all regions have availability zones. Availability zones in the sense set of data centers. Okay, I mean like suppose Pune three availability zones, right? I mean in South Pune they may have one availability zone. I mean two to three data centers. In North Pune they have two to three data centers, and in West Pune, they may have two to three data centers. But coming to Chennai, they have only at one place, either it's central or north or south. We are not sure where the data center is located, but it's located at only one place. Okay, that's the reason they are not calling it as availability zone. Okay. Here you can clearly find that availability zones are like physically separate locations within an Azure region. Okay, within Azure region, they are physically separate locations. Each availability zone is made up of one or more data centers equipped with independent power, cooling, and network. Okay, now you understand this concept, right? Geographies, regions, and availability zones. It is one of the important concept you have to understand, because see sometimes client may ask us, okay, I want to deploy my application in East US. Okay, think client came to you and asked you to deploy their application in East US. Okay, you have to check. Okay, you have to check whether in East US we have availability zone concept or not. Okay, right here. Okay, in East US, okay, you have to check, do we have availability zone concept or not. Okay, based upon these concept, we can set up high availability. Okay, if we don't have availability set, there is one more concept called fault domains and update domains. Okay, we will discuss these things later, so that, but it's better to understand what is availability zone. Okay, any queries related to availability zone?
No, sir. Very clear.
You're good, right? Like, see, these are all the regions: Asia Pacific, Australia. Okay, it is. These are all the geographies. Okay, as I mentioned, right? India is one of the geography. In India, these are all regions: Central India, India South Central. Okay, if suppose if I go to US. United States. Okay, in a United States, see, there are so many regions like Central US, East US. Okay, East US 2, East US 3. It's coming soon. Again, Central US. These are all the regions in geography. Okay, in Central US available with three zones. East US available with three zones. There are so many regions are coming soon like West Central US, West US. Suppose if suppose if a customer, if a client came from West US location and asked you to deploy virtual machine in West US, okay, if that in that case you have to inform them we don't have any data center in West US, okay, so it's not possible to deploy virtual machine in West US, okay, in the portal itself, okay. While creating the location it will show all the locations, okay. See here it is not showing that, it is not showing East US 3, right? Because we don't have that location, so that is the reason it is not showing, okay. So so this is all about, okay, availability zones, geographies, and regions. Okay. If you guys don't have any queries related to it, I can move to next slide. Before that, I just want to show you all a small video. See here, these are all data centers we are talking, right? See, this is one data center. This is one data center. So, so inside data centers, see, these are all racks. Okay, inside data centers, we have racks. Inside racks, we have many servers. These are all servers. Okay, upon servers, they are going to create virtual machines. Okay,
United Arab Emirates, South Africa.
if you want, you can go through this Microsoft channel. Okay, you can get a clear picture about the data center, how they are managing their data centers, everything. Okay. Okay, now next we are going to discuss managing Azure with portal. Okay, as of now we are talking about Azure, right? Now we have to know how we are going to handle the Azure. Okay, for that they have created one portal. So we can simply open portal.azure.com. Okay, this is the portal where we are going to manage entire Azure. Okay, so portal.azure.com. So what is Azure portal? Okay, it's an unified 1 minute. Okay, it's a unified managed interface to manage all your applications. Okay, we have different services, right? Web services, web apps, databases, virtual machines, virtual networks, storage. Like this, there are nearly 3,500 services in the portal, and we are going to manage each and every service with the using this Azure portal. Okay, so this is like unified management interface. Okay, if you go to the portal, if you click on more services, you can see all the services here. See, these are all the services. These are all the services. 1 minute, give me 1 minute. Are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So these are all the services. Okay. They have categorized services. They have categorized, okay, like compute. In compute, you can find services related to compute. Okay. In networking, we can find services related to network, like storage, web, mobile, containers, databases. Okay. We can find all the services here. If you are unable to find any service, okay, if that is the case, you can go to marketplace. It's like a play store. Okay. We can go to marketplace. In marketplace, you can find all the services here. See, in marketplace, it is showing for compute nearly 2890, like security 2000, analytics 1000. Okay. I think here they have mentioned nearly, I think 6 to 7,000 services we have. Okay. So in marketplace, okay, there are like few companies, okay, added their products into integrate their products into Microsoft. See, suppose it's like Twilio SendGrid. Okay. Think this company integrated this product in Azure. Okay. So that suppose if any of the company like TCS or Infosys is using this product in their on premises, okay, they can simply move that product, okay, to they can simply use similar kind of product in Azure, because similar kind of product this company integrated in Azure, right? So that's the reason we can use this similar kind of product in Azure also. So that's how many companies integrated their products into Azure. You can see all the products in marketplace. Okay, like Kali Linux, CentOS based. These are all the things. Okay, Skybox. So actually, before 2016, okay, the Azure portal, it's like manage.windowsazure.com. Okay, before 2016, but in 2016 they changed the portal from Windows manage.windowsazure.com to portal.azure.com. Okay, before that they called it as Classic Portal. Okay, there this is the interface related to a classic portal. Okay, we have like cloud services, virtual machines. Okay, batch services. Okay, this is the URL they have maintained before 2016, but from 2016 onwards they changed the portal from manage.windowsazure.com to portal.azure.com. Okay, this is the now this is the portal we are using now. So now we are using portal.azure.com. Okay, instead of manage.windowsazure.com, from 2016 onwards, we are using the portal.azure.com. Okay, so we can also call portal.azure.com as Azure Resource Manager. Okay, what is Azure Resource Manager? Here I gave a small definition, like Azure Resource Manager is the deployment and management service. Okay, it's a deployment and management service for Azure. What it means, like, think I want to create a virtual machine. Okay. I will, first of all, I will create a virtual machine. Anyway, we are going to discuss about these things in future classes. For demo purpose, I'm I'm selecting just Windows Server. Okay. I'm not selecting anything like that. So I am using this portal. Okay. See, it is giving like initializing deployment. So this is I'm doing the deployment, right? So I'm doing deployment with the help of portal.azure.com. It is nothing but Azure Resource Manager. Okay. So this is called Azure Resource Manager is a deployment and management service. Okay. We are going to deploy virtual machine is one of the service, right? We are going to deploy the service or at the same time, we are going to manage the service. Okay. With the help of portal.azure.com portal or Azure Resource Manager. Okay. So that's the definition. Okay, Azure Resource Manager is the deployment and management service for Azure. Okay, it provides a management layer that enables you to create, update, and delete resources in your Azure subscription. Okay, we can create the VM, we can delete the VM, we can update the VM. Okay, here you can see deployment is in progress. Okay. And second thing is because all requests are handled through the same APIs, you can see consistent results and capabilities in different tools. Okay, this is what we called as Azure Resource Manager. And why it's called as Azure Resource Manager? Okay, we have to think why they kept a name like Azure Resource Manager. Why they are calling portal.azure.com as Azure Resource Manager? Because here in Azure, each and everything in Azure, okay, we'll wait for this deployment to complete. Okay, in Azure, okay. So virtual machines, okay, it's a one of the resource. Okay. SQL databases, it is one of the resource. SQL virtual machines, it is a one of the resource. Kubernetes service, it is a one of the resource. Okay. Each and everything we called it as a resource. Okay. First thing is why it's called as Azure Resource Manager in the sense, first point is each and everything you provision in Azure is resource. Okay. Whether it's a virtual machine, storage account, web app, whatever it may be. Okay. Each and everything is called as resource. And second thing is these resources are backend by respect to Azure services called resource providers. Okay. Now I created a request to create a virtual machine. But how this virtual machine is creating, if you see here, deployment details. See, we are getting IP. My virtual machine is getting IP from the provider Microsoft.network. Okay. Similarly, my VM, okay, my VM compute is coming from Microsoft.compute. These are all called providers. Okay. Whenever I create a request to create a VM, that request will go to respect to provider. Okay. Network provider will allocate network VM. I mean, network provider will allocate respect to IP. Compute will provide a CPU, RAM, disk, everything. Okay. So each and everything, okay, the resources are backend by respect to Azure services called resource providers. They are called Microsoft Compute, Storage, Network. Okay, these are all resource providers. We can see resource providers in Resource Explorer. We have one tab called Resource Explorer. Okay, if we go to Resource Explorer, these are all the providers. Okay, I showed you right nearly 3,500 services, right? All these services are going to create with the help of these providers. I'm not sure why it is taking this time. Okay, see, these are all the providers. Okay, whenever I am going to create a virtual machine, right? We have these providers like I am going to get compute from Microsoft.compute. Okay, see, if you open here, I am going to get all these things, my disks, the related applications, locations, everything, every information is going to come from compute. Similarly, related to network, Microsoft dot network is going to help us to provide related to network. Okay. And second point is, so this is the second point. And third point is these resources are intent grouped together in resource groups. Okay. If you observe or not, whenever I create a resource group, right? Whenever when I created the virtual machine, right? What are the main options I have to select in the sense I have to select the subscription, I have to select the resource group. Okay, then only I can create, I can provide other options. Okay, without subscription, without resource group, I can't provide all these things. Okay, first of all, it will ask subscription and resource group. Okay, what is a resource group in the sense? It is like a logical container. Okay, we are going to group related resources. We are going to place related resources in a resource group. Think like e-cart application. Okay, think I have an e-cart application. Okay, what I will do is I will create a resource group, RG e-cart. I mean resource group for e-cart. Okay, and I will place all the resources related to this e-cart. Like if I need any virtual machine, I will place e-cart related virtual machine in this resource group. Okay, e-cart related network I'm going to place in this resource group. E-cart related storage, I'm going to place in this resource group. I mean, each and everything have to be play. Here I'm placing each and everything related to e-cart in e-cart related resource group. What are the resources group I created with e-cart name, right? I am placing all the resource groups, all the resources in this resource group. So what is the advantage here in the sense for better management? First thing, for better management. Second thing is if I don't need this application, right? So instead of deleting VM, network, storage, I can simply delete this resource group. Okay, so that all the resources in this resource group are going to delete at a single stretch. Okay. First thing is better manageability. Okay, if I kept my e-cart VM in one resource group, network in one resource group, so it will be hectic for me to check, okay, where is the VM? Okay, where is the storage? Where is the network? But instead of keeping all these things in different places, they created a concept called resource group so that we can keep all the related resources in one resource group. Okay. So in simple terms, we can call resource group is like a logical container. It's like a folder where we are going to place similar files in a folder, right? Like this, we are going to place similar kind of resources in resource group. Next, we have to consider few important points related to resource group. Okay, in interviewers, they may ask these kind of questions like scenario based questions. Okay, you have to consider these points related to resource groups. First thing is all resources in your group share the same life cycle. Okay, see, I created eCart RG. In eCart RG, these are all the resources in eCart RG. Okay. So these are all share the same life cycle. Okay. See, if I delete this eCart RG resource group, each and everything is going to delete. So that means each and every resource are sharing same life cycle. Okay. First thing. Next, each resource can exist only in one resource group. Okay, I created test cut VM, right? I can't create test cut VM. I can't have same kind of VM, okay, in another resource group like I mean Flipkart RG. Suppose think I have another resource group called Flipkart RG. Okay, I can't copy this VM. I can't create same VM on Flipkart RG with same name. Okay, that means we can't place one VM in two resource groups. Okay. And next thing is you can add or remove a resource. You can add or I think we can add or remove a resource. We can Yes, we can add or remove a resource to a resource. Okay. See, this is the resource group, right? So, see, this is the resource group. In this resource group, I can add a resource. I can remove a resource. Okay. In this resource group, if I want, I can delete this VM. Okay. I can delete this VM. If I want, I can add one more VM like prod ecot VM. If I want, I can add one more VM like QA ecot VM. Okay. So there are no restrictions. We can add or remove a resource to a resource group at any point of time. And the fourth point is you can move a resource from one resource group to another resource group. Okay. See, we can't cut and copy is not, I mean, copy and paste is not possible, but we can move this resource from one resource group to another resource group. Move in the sense cut and paste. Cut and paste is possible, but copy and paste is not possible. Okay. You can move a resource from one resource group to another resource group. Next thing is a resource group can contain resources that are located in different regions. Okay. See, this resource group, this resource is hosted in West US3 location. Okay. Similarly, I can create one more VM. Okay. In East US region, and I can place East US region, the VM which was created in East US location, I can place that VM in this resource group also. Okay. There is no restriction like think ecart rg. Okay. First of all, I will show you how to create a resource group. Okay. See. For anything, first of all, we have to provide subscription. Since it's a free account, it is showing free trial subscription. Okay. We have to provide resource group name. I Flipkart Arch. Okay. And we have to select region for this resource group. Okay. I created FCAT RG resource group and I have selected location like East US. Okay. Okay. Now I have one eCart resource group where I have all the resources related to eCart. And I have one more resource group, which is Flipkart. Okay. Where I am going to place all the resources related to Flipkart. Okay. Flipkart application. Here, I can simply go and create. Here, select virtual machine. See, I can place this virtual machine in either eCart resource group or Flipkart resource group. Now I'm selecting Flipkart. Okay. See, here we have choice to place the virtual machine in our preferred location. Okay. Maybe Flipkart is in East US, but I can create this virtual machine in Central India and I can place this virtual machine which was created in Central India in resource group which was located in East US. You understand the point, right? A resource group can contain resources that are located in different regions. Okay, this resource group can contain virtual machine which was hosted in India. Okay, one SQL database which was hosted in Europe. That's not an issue. Okay, we can create some other VM too, which was in UK. Okay, so a resource group can contain resources that are located in different regions. It's mandatory. It's not a mandatory like, see, RG location is East US. We have to create VM in East US only. We have to create SQLDB in East US only. So there is no rule like that. Okay, we can create resource in any region. Okay, and we can place that resource in required resource group. And second thing is, and next point is, a resource group can be used to scope access control for administrative access. Okay. I mean, we can provide access at resource group level. We have one tab like access control. Okay. Okay, whoever I can create user with the help of Active Directory. Once user got created, right, I can provide access to the user using this IAM, okay, access control tab. And next thing is a resource can interact with resources in other resource groups. Okay, so my eCart, there is no rule like eCart resource can't communicate fcart RG. Okay, Flipkart RG. Okay, there are chances they can communicate with each other. Okay, now you understand, right? All these points related to resource group, because in interviews they are going to ask scenario based questions related to this. They are going to ask like, is it possible to move your resource from one resource group to another resource group? Yes, it's possible. Okay. Is it possible to place a virtual machine which was created in India location? Is it possible to place that virtual machine in resource group which was in East US? Yes, we can. Okay. Any questions related to resource group? Because everything starts with resource group only. Whatever the resource we are going to provision, right? We have to select resource group first. Then only we can create that resource, whether it's a virtual machine or SQL database, Kubernetes, whatever it may be. First of all, we have to select respect to subscription. After that, we have to select the resource group. Okay. And this is very important question. Okay. In many of the interviews, they are going to ask, okay, see here, think, I created virtual machine in India location and I can play, okay, think we don't have a concept called location. Okay, see, while creating the resource group, right? See, think we don't have an option called region. We have only two options, subscription and resource group. Okay, think like that. We have only subscription and resource group. We don't have this option. We can create one folder without location. I mean, we can create a resource group without any location. Okay, we can place a virtual machine which was hosted in India. We can place a SQL database which was in Europe. We can create another VM which was in UK. All these we can place in Flipkart RG. Okay. So what is the importance of this location? So interviewers may ask, okay, so why this option? Why we need to provide a region for a resource group? I mean location for resource group. See, without location also we can place all these things, right? Because we know East US nowhere dependent on India, East US nowhere dependent on Europe, East US no dependency between India, East US, Europe, East US, okay, UK, East US. We can simply place all these resources in RG I mean resource group without location. So what is the importance of the location here? So they are going to ask this, okay, why does the resource group need a location? Because the thing here is, okay, the resource group stores metadata about the resources, okay. Even though this virtual machine hosted in India, this SQL database hosted in Europe, this VM2 hosted in Europe, all the metadata about this resource, think VM metadata in the sense, what is the RAM? Okay, what is the CPU, how many disks, what is the location of that VM. All this data about VM is stored in East US location. Okay. Similarly, data about SQL database is stored in East US location. Okay. A resource group stores metadata about the resource. Okay. When you specify a location for the resource group, you are specifying where the metadata is stored. Okay. See, I started my application. I started my application e-card. I am from India, so I select resource group as India. Okay, so I created a virtual machine in India. Okay, so now there is no issue. All the data related to VM is hosted in RG. Okay, both are same locations here, no issue. Okay, now I have clients in US. Okay, now I have created one more VM and deployed my application on this VM also, that is in US. But this VM is in US, but the data about this VM, I mean metadata, is stored in India only. So suppose if some hacker try to hack this VM, but there is no chance to get the metadata about this VM because the metadata is stored in India. Okay, it's not possible to connect US gate to in server which is hosted in India. You understand the logic right here. Why resource group need a location? Because of data compliance. Because here I don't want whether the resource is hosted in US, no issues, because the main data metadata is always stored in India. So that's the reason while creating a resource group we are providing a location for simply for compliance reasons. Okay, so that you need to ensure that your data is stored in a particular region. Okay, in interviews there are chances to ask this question: why resource group need a location? Can we create a resource? Can we create a resource group without a location? They are going to ask, so that we have to give a justification like resource group stores metadata about the resources. So when you specify location for the resource group, you are specifying whether the metadata is where the metadata is stored. This is mainly for compliance reasons. Okay, and one more thing is, if resource group is temporarily unavailable, suppose my resource group, okay, ecart is my resource group ecart rg is temporarily up. Suppose there is some issue in India. Okay, then we can't update anything in the VM is in US location, right? No issues with the VM will always run in US location, but we can't make any changes. Okay, I can't increase the CPU, I can't increase RAM, I can't change disks because the metadata is stored in resource group which was in India. Okay, so so that's the point here. We have to make a note. Okay, if the resource groups region is temporarily unavailable, you can't update resources in the resource group because the metadata is unavailable. Okay, I can't update the VM because I am not sure, right, how what is the CPU, what is the RAM, because everything is stored. All this information needs to be come from the resource group. So that's the reason. Suppose if you are unable to make any modifications to the VM, we have to check where that VM hosted. Okay, I mean what is the resource group for that VM. Suppose if I am unable to change anything related to this VM, test ecart VM, I have to check what is the resource group of this VM. Here the resource group is ecart.rg. I have to check, is there any issue related this with this resource group? If there is any issue related with this resource group, I mean, if there is any issue in West US3 region, definitely it's not possible to do any modifications for the VM which was hosted in this resource group. Okay. And finally, it's like a overview. Okay, whenever we create an Azure account, right, as I mentioned you, right, within 4 to 5 days I'm going to show you how to create Azure free account. Okay, so whenever we create Azure free account, we are going to get, first one is subscription and second one is Azure Active Directory. Okay, now just remember what is subscription. In the sense, this is the way of billing on how much you use on Azure. Okay, so these are all the resources, right? Everything is we are consuming, we are using all the resources, right? For each and every resource, there is some bill, right? So they are going to calculate that bill with the help of subscription. Okay. So whenever we are going to create an account, we are going to get subscription, we are going to get Azure Active Directory. Active Directory is nothing but identity store. Okay. We are going to create users in this Active Directory and we are going to provide access for these users. Okay. And and we have the subscription. In subscription, we are going to create resources. Okay, these are VM is one of the resource. SQL database is one of the resource. These are all called resources, and we can create these resources in respective locations, whether it is in East US or Central US. And these resources needs to be part of a resource group, because resource group is like a logical container of a resources. Okay. And finally, overview of Azure Management Services. Okay, so these are all the things we are going to discuss in future. Like, okay, monitor. We are going to discuss about monitor. What monitor covers is like monitoring our VM, monitoring our SQL database. Okay, how they're functioning. Is there any performance issues or not? Okay, we are going to monitor our entire infrastructure which was hosted in Azure with the help of monitoring tools. Similarly, we are going to configure in the sense, I think many of you know configure configuration tools like Ansible, Chef, Puppet. So what these tools will do is, think, I have two VMs. Okay, I have installed Java, some 1.2 version. Similarly, I have installed Java 1.2 version. Okay, so my application is running on these two machines. Suppose think one new joinee came and he upgraded this Java software 2.2. Okay, so with this upgrade, my application is not going to work, because my application is only supporting Java 1.2. Okay, if someone upgrades my Java to 2.2, my application is not going to work. At the time, entire application is not going to serve the clients, right? So in that case, these configuration tools, what they are going to do is they are going to frequently monitor these virtual machines. Like, it is, this virtual machine contains Java 1.2 or not. This virtual machine contains Java 1.2 or not. If someone changes Java 1.2 to 2.2, what this tool will do is it will simply uninstall this one, again install 1.2 only. So that is meant by configuration. Okay, we are maintaining the same configuration across the infrastructure. Okay, so in market we have Ansible, Chef, Puppet, but coming to Azure, they are providing PowerShell DSC. Okay, they're providing DSC, configuration management. Okay, we are going to see how to use this configuration tool. Okay, and coming to govern in the sense, we have to check our services. Okay, what are all the infrastructure, what are all the applications, they are based upon industry standards. Suppose if we are deploying banking application on Azure. Okay, we have to check, okay, this banking application is matching the standards, because different industries have different standards. Okay, we have to check the governance. Okay, whether the particular application is matching the standards or not. We need to check the governance. And we have migration tools to migrate applications from on-premises to cloud. Okay, and we have, as mentioned, right, we have many security products, many security services. Okay, to work on the data related to our application. Okay, and finally we are going to check, we are going to look into protect it in the sense, how we are protecting our application. Are we maintaining any backups? Is there any disaster recovery? Do we configure disaster recovery for our application? So these are all the overall services. Okay, we are going to see all these services in our upcoming classes. So I think that's it for today. Any queries from any of the slide? I think today we have discussed from slide 6 to, I think, 50.
Hello.
Yes, tell me.
You have given example for hybrid and private and public cloud, right? Scenario. Could you please
Yes.
explain the scenario once?
Private in the sense, see, Private in the sense, think we have private mostly late 1990s. Okay. People, we don't have that concept called public and hybrid cloud in late 1990s. Private in the private cloud in the sense like think TCS. Okay. They have their own data centers. Okay. They have their own buildings. Okay. Buildings in the sense data centers. In the data centers, they have their own servers. I mean, e- all the engineers, network engineers, database engineers, okay, all of them have full control on these data centers because this entire data center belongs to TCS, right? Okay. So, and if they want to deploy any application, they are going to deploy those applications in their data centers. I mean, as I mentioned, right, TCS have full authority on the data center. TCS employees can go to this data center, can check this physical server, and can check the VM, virtual server created on this physical server. Their network engineers can go to data centers, they can check the networking components. Their storage engineers can go to this data center, can check storage. Okay, everything, each and everything. Okay, all the control authority TCS have. Okay, this is called private cloud. Previously, we have the concept called private cloud. Okay, but nowadays AWS first came up with the concept called public cloud. Okay, we create data centers. Okay, we manage data centers. You simply host your application in our data centers. Okay, we are going to manage each and everything. Okay, here here what is the advantage in the sense security? Okay, because we have control complete authority on the data center and the physical servers. Okay, each and everything like network storage, we have complete authority. Coming to public cloud, we don't have any access to enter into AWS or Azure data centers. Okay, and we don't have any access to check their network. We don't have any access on the physical server. Okay, we are going to create only virtual machines on their physical servers, and we have only control on the virtual machines. Okay, see, think here. See, this is the data center. This is the rack. In rack, we have many servers like this. Okay, think this is the physical server. Okay, suppose TCS application can host on the same physical server, and Infosys application can host on the same physical server because it can be hosted on one virtual machine, it can be hosted on one virtual machine. But even though both are sharing same physical server, both applications are isolated because both are different VMs, right? Yeah, are you getting my point?
Yes, Sunil.
Yes, but there are no chance to access TCS guide to Infosys application, even because people may think that okay, both are sharing same physical server, right? There are chances to hack TCS people. There are chances to look into Infosys data, but but it's not the case. Okay, so but few customers think like suppose Axis Bank may think like no, I don't want public cloud because they are both Axis and HDFC. Think HDFC is hosting on the same physical server and Axis is hosting on the same physical server. So what Axis client will say, no, there are chances in public cloud, both can share same physical server, and there are chances to hack my data. So that's the reason I don't want public cloud. I can go with private cloud. Private cloud in the sense complete authority. Okay, only TCS applications can be hosted on these physical servers. There is no chance to host some other company applications on these data centers. Okay, but whereas with public cloud, we don't have any idea where these data centers are. Okay, we are not sure. Okay, whether our TCS and Infosys both are sharing same physical server or not, we are not sure. We are just consuming virtual machines. That's it.
Okay.
Coming to hybrid cloud scenario, right? See, hybrid cloud scenario, TCS, think TCS, okay? they have access application. What they will do is DB servers, they are going to place DB servers in private cloud, okay? Because no one can access other than TCS. And application server, application in the sense front end, okay? Where users can hit right. This is the application server. They can keep this application server in private cloud, okay? Because users can see the front end data, but they don't have any access to see the back end data. Only this database can have access. Only this database can have access to application, okay? There is no routing from users to application to data, okay? This connection is not possible. Only they are going to set up like point to site or site to site configuration so that these databases can only communicate with application, okay?
Okay, sir.
You understand, right? Hybrid
Yes,
cloud.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
DB are critically related servers, they are going to place in private cloud because they have control, full authority. Whereas in public cloud, they can place application servers.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Any other questions? So tomorrow onwards, we are going to look into compute services like virtual machine scale sets. Okay. Any questions related to resource groups, geographies, regions? Try to go through this video once again and try to make your own notes, okay? So that you guys can have a better idea, because these are all the basics, and it would be better if if we have strong knowledge on basics. So that's the reason I'm keep on repeating these things.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, I think maybe uh, tomorrow onwards, I think I'm not sure whether for only confirmed candidates they are going to send the link. I'm not sure, but tomorrow onwards, I'm going to take your phone numbers and I'm going to create a WhatsApp group, and I'm going to share all these things. Okay.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Yeah. Any queries?
No, sir. I'm good.
Okay. Okay.
No, sir.
Okay. If you have queries after the class also while going through the video, I'm going to provide my contact number, okay, in coming days. I'm going to create a WhatsApp group also. You can ping your queries in that group also, okay? It would be better if you clear all your queries as soon as possible, okay? So that
Yeah.
you can work on remaining topics easily. If you have a query and without understanding resource group, right, it's not possible to create a resource. So you need to understand what is resource group, why I'm creating resource group, why I have to select the location, okay? So you need to understand each and everything, then only you can move further.
So tomorrow class, like I say, we're going to cover like as a subscription and creation of subscription and the resource group, all those things you're going to cover, right? That's right.
I'm planning to show you how to create a free account. But the
Okay.
thing here is the free account will stay for only 30 days.
Yeah.
That credit is going to expire after 30 days. So that's the reason I will show you after 1 week so that you can practice all the concepts, right? Maybe you can cover entire concepts within 30 days. If we create now itself, right? There are chances like few concepts are going, it's not possible to practice you guys, right? Because it only stay for 30 days, right? So that's the reason I'm planning to show you after 1 week so that you can almost practice all the concepts.
Yeah.
Is it make sense?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, I have just provided the overview here, but anyway, it's a separate concept like management group, subscriptions, resource groups, resources, the level of hierarchy. Here, I'm just provided the brief overview, but we are going to discuss in Active Directory what is management group, what is subscription. Again, under management group, we have subscriptions. Under subscriptions, we have resource groups. Under resource group, we have resources. We have
Resources.
level of hierarchy. Yeah. We are going to discuss in Active Directory, but for brief overview, I have given here.
Yeah, sure. So tomorrow, like the same session will be happen at 6 o'clock or 7.
7, I will check with institute people. They are going to follow up with you guys. Okay, based upon the count, they are going to adjust the timings. Maybe most of the people are okay with 7 to 8, right? So maybe mostly session starts from 7 to 8 only. So I'm speaking with Harish or Kiran, right?
Yes, Kiran. Yeah,
Yeah, Kiran, you said that you're comfortable with from 7 to 8, right?
exactly. Yes, yes.
Yeah, I think we can start from 7 to 8. I think most of the people agreed, right? I think maybe from tomorrow onwards, we are going to have classes from 7 to 8.
Yes, sure, sir.
Yeah. Any queries related to the session?
No, no.
Yeah. And Harish, I think.
So, I just as a one suggestion, sir, like as a uh, the difference. Someone, I think, someone asked for the public cloud and the private cloud, hybrid cloud, right? So, is a simple word like as we can say like as a on internet. What are they like as a public cloud is a public cloud is cloud computing that deliver the via internet. So for example, what are they, if you want to access the applications via internet, then it should be a public. And whereas it is a within the organization, it can be considered as a private cloud. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, I have the entire demo session. I have spoken about those things, private,
Yeah,
public,
yeah.
and I have explained them with an application example.
Yes,
So,
yes.
yeah.
Okay, so thank you. So I had another call.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
dropping the
Okay.
call. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Harish, hello.
Hello, Sunil. Hi.
Yeah, Harish, I think you can
Yes, sir.
call me and ask your query.
Okay, sure, Sunil.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, and then I am closing this call now. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Sunil.